Welcome to the
Bro
Pro Science
science.
Podcast. We're today with Xavi, who's coming back from fun, and Martin, who looks like a really good French bloke. You look really French, let's say.
Bonjour.
And
You look
he's just coming
very
back from
sporty.
French classes. I look sporty because I'm going to the gym now, feeling good, feeling great.
Did you
And
go
I just
already
got
or are
off,
you going now?
I'm going afterwards, after this podcast. And I myself, I just
Nice.
finished a job interview right before this, and it was exhilarating. You know why?
Oh, nice.
You know why? Because I got asked
Why?
one of
Why?
those questions that I'd like to know what you guys think of. It's the typical try to estimate the number of in. So like, and they did this for the both interviews I've had with this company. First, they tried for me to
What?
estimate with no data at
What?
all. Try to estimate the number of
Oh,
Uber Eat orders in a single day in the whole of Santiago, Chile. And that's it. No data, and you're not
I
supposed
love
to
it.
say like how would you approach it in like like by searching up on Google or any of that. Just try to gather data from your
You just have
mind.
to rationalize it.
Yep, and that was really fun. Uber Eats orders was really fun. In the
Okay,
end,
so how did you rationalize it? This is so interesting to me, man.
yeah, it was really fun. The best part was when I realized I had done a proportion of like, okay, what type of people try to like order Uber Eats generally. It's probably not the people that have less income, so I narrowed it down to like the wealthiest communes in Santiago, Chile, and I did an estimate out of that, like a percentage. And then I went and assumed that a certain percentage, I don't remember the exact criteria I used, of those order or make a Uber Eats order in a single day. But then I realized that they're not all orders for a single person, but some are orders for a group of people, like a whole family. So I would need to adjust um, the first estimation that I did for to adjust for the orders that actually respond to a lot of people. And then I kept on going, trying to estimate the number of people that like what do you call the delivery guys that are available in a single day, and also the amount of restaurants. And those I had very little data to go off from. Like they also want to see the how much how many numbers do you know like generally. Like I at least knew the population of Santiago, Chile, which is a start. Then if you can bring up data like the number of restaurants roughly, like, and you don't extremely overestimate it, then they also value that. And then I failed in the end because the guy even said, "I'm gonna repeat the question," and I completely overlooked the fact that he was asking specifically for Uber Eats and not all of the delivery apps, which is a major mistake. Like, and I made it to the second interview, but he told me like Uber Eats just holds like 25% of the market share of delivery apps in
really?
Santiago.
I would have thought it was like 50%.
I don't know. I don't know. He said 25, so and I don't remember, but I wanted to look up the number afterwards to see if I was far off. But he said in general, I made like pretty good estimations. It was fun. Today, like the interview I had just now, wasn't about that. It was estimate the number of what do you call organizations that don't look for revenue for uh,
Non-profits?
Not for
nonprofits. Thank you.
profit. Yeah.
Estimate the number of nonprofits in Latin America.
In Latin
So
America.
it was so broad. It was so
What?
broad, and so the thing I came up with, and it was basically the only thing was um, where there's an organization, there's people in need. And when there's an organization, there's people that are able to contribute to that need. So there must be inequality. And that's one of like, that's the one criteria. I had very little to go off after that. And then I called up a friend. That's why I came late to this podcast now. I called up a friend that's very inside a lot of these organizations. And she says she would have
Yeah.
attributed the number of social rights in a country's constitution to at least one large organization in that country. So let's say there's a civil right for household in the constitution for
Mm,
that country, then there must be at least one organization, one very large organization at least that responds to that. I thought that was a very interesting approach.
mm, yeah, very interesting approach.
And I find it weird
Hmm.
that in 2 interviews consecutive they ask you for kind of the same thing but in different topics.
Yeah,
Mm.
I wouldn't be able to tell you if they coordinated this or it was just like they
No, they wouldn't have
generally just
coordinated it. They're just trying to see. They're just trying to see your thinking.
Yeah.
Like, how do you rationalize? Do you listen to the whole question? Do like
yeah they want
all
to
that
see if
kind of stuff?
you ask questions back like so like try and understand the problem statement.
Communication skills, all of that.
The, try they try to have you think out loud to see like the whole process. It's very interesting.
And do you think you did well in this last one?
I think I did very well. I mean, let me rephrase. I think I did well up until this. So and then he had to go to another meeting, so I didn't have like a last feedback. But I think I did very well in the getting to know each other part. Um, he also asked me a logic question, and we could be here a while unless you guys are both like superhumans and understand it immediately. I got it in the end with a bit of help.
Yeah,
Do you guys wanna hear it?
Go for
yeah.
Logic
it.
question,
I want to be challenged.
right? Okay, listen closely, listen carefully. You have, or in this scenario, there are 8 balls made of steel.
8 what?
8 balls made of steel, and they're all
Okay.
exactly the same weight, except for one which is slightly heavier. And you have a balance. What do you call it, Teddy? A balance, like this weight
A
that
scale.
goes from one side. Yeah, a scale that goes from one side to the other. If there's one side that's at least a bit heavier, what's the least amount of tries that it would take to figure out what's the heaviest ball using that scale?
4. No, the list is 1. Depends if you're lucky. If you're lucky, 1. If you're not
Not
lucky,
taking luck
4.
into account. Not taking luck into account.
Then 4. Then 4.
To be sure of it and find out.
Yeah.
Could you explain your reasoning?
You start with the first 2. You put them. If they like, I don't know how you say what's the verb, but if they do
Yeah.
like this, then you found it. If they don't, then you didn't. Then you go for the next 2, the next 2, the next 2, and you have 4 tries.
Jay, do you agree?
Not gonna think.
Yeah, it took a lot of thinking from me.
I think it's 3, actually.
Care to explain why?
Wait, if you do,
I had so much fun in this
yeah, I
exercise.
think it's 3.
Right. Tell
I think
us.
it's 3 is the best one. So
Go ahead. Tell.
you can start with 3 on 3 on each side, or
Right.
2 on 2. It
I
doesn't matter.
never thought you could have put more than, yeah, that's right.
So like, let's say like you start with 3 on 3, and if it's not imbalanced, you already know. You already know it's one of the other balls, so that's one more try. That's it. Then you can take 2 out. If it's not imbalanced, take 2 out again, and you know. So within 3, maximum, you can get it every time.
Yeah, Chavi's right.
What if I told you the minimum amount of
That's what I
tries is
think.
2, or the minimum is 2?
Okay.
The most optimal is
Explain.
2.
I'm 1 to 2.
2 tries.
Go for it. Go for it.
Me? I should tell you guys? Do you,
No,
do
I'm
you
Yeah.
trying
not
to
want to?
think. I'm
Do you
trying
not
to
want?
think.
You can have a hint if you want. Chavi's on it.
And then you remove. Oh no, it is. No, 3's right actually. Wait, sorry. Because if 3, so wait, repeat the question. Sorry, you're trying to find the one heavier ball.
Yep.
You're trying to
Yep.
pinpoint it. That's exactly the heavier ball.
Uh huh. Yep. That's the problem. It's a problem statement.
I still think it's 3.
Yeah, go. I'm not certain.
Well, you know for sure that the only way to have information or have valuable information is to actually have the same amount of balls at each side of the scale, right? I think you never even try to take one side heavier than the other. Yeah, I'm wondering. Did you even think of that? Because I did, and it got
Like
stuck
switch
in
the
it.
sides. Like
No, like have more
Like
balls on one
put
side than
two,
the other.
like put 2 on one side and put 3 on the
Maybe.
other one.
Yeah, like I went on that on that.
Santi, your internet is shit.
Oh, oh, do you hear me now?
Yeah, we hear you, but it's pretty laggy. No, I
Right.
mean
I'll
I've
switch.
thought about it, but but you only said that one of the balls was slightly heavier. So I wouldn't know how to use that to use
Right. Yeah. No. Yeah. Yeah.
more balls on
I
one
went.
side
I was
than
just
the
trying to
other.
say that I did that for a while. I tried to add up balls on one side, and then he ended up
Oh,
giving me a hint that the only way of getting valuable information is by having the same amount of balls on either side, because then you can know exactly like. Anyways, that's the hint he gave me, and
yeah.
then he followed with me until I got the answer that it's. Tavi, you were perfectly right. It's three on either side on the first try. Um, you might get it in two tries because of what you said, if it stays balanced, then you just do the second try. But then also, if
yep,
you can also do it in two tries because if you take three on either side and one other side falls, then you'd have three
yep.
left, and also two you didn't try.
Yeah.
But you know for sure that the other two aren't it, so you only have three,
That's great
and
thinking.
you just need to do one more try because you just need to pick two of those three balls.
Right, you put 2 and you put the missing with the extra one. Right,
Hmm.
No, no,
that's
no,
I mean,
genius. That's
that's
genius.
no,
assuming, but
no,
I would
no,
actually disagree with that potentially.
no, it's
The
not.
reason
But
why is oh yeah, you go, Santi, you go,
No,
yeah, I was
that's
gonna
genius.
say
I
that
agree
because
with
that's
that.
not the answer.
it's not taking the no, it is the answer, but it's not taking the spare ones. I was just trying to say you don't need any even try them because you know it's not them because you know that the ball that's heavier was in the first try because it drove down one of the sides. So now you need to try out of the three that are left,
Yeah.
which one is it, and then so you only need to take two of them on the next try. And if it falls, then you know it's that one. If they stay the
See,
same,
this
it's the
is
one
what
you
I
left
don't
out.
agree with that. No, I still think it's 3. The reason why
No.
is because you've never tested the relative weight. So this is the first time you're testing the relative weight out of the all the tries. For example, like I'll know. So like if it's perfectly weighted, it'll be like this. Yeah. So if you put 3 on this side, 3 on this side, and you've got, let's say you've got the heavier one on this side, it'll slightly be like that, right? Okay. So you do 2 on this side, 1 on this side, and it goes
No,
like
no, no,
this.
no. No. You do 1 and 1 the second time.
One on one.
Ah,
So you had
ah,
you had 3 on this
damn.
side, and you do
Yep.
2. If it stays balanced, then it is the one you didn't try. If it doesn't, you know which one is it. Yeah, that's
Damn.
genius.
You're right.
That's pretty good.
But Charlie, you got
Were you
really
actually,
close to it.
Santi, able to get to the answer?
I got it, but in a bit longer time, and he in the end he started validating things as I was going. So he didn't tell me the answer, but I was like, okay, and then I'll do this. And so I didn't feel that natural.
Hmm.
But yeah,
Right.
Charlie, you
Yeah,
got really
he
close
was
to it.
guiding you through the problem.
Yeah, not the whole time. I mean,
Yeah, that's
I did
nice.
I did pull through like very good assumptions, but yeah, he helped me out a bit. Um,
Man, that's so good.
yeah, yeah, Charlie,
Frustrated I didn't get it.
I'm surprised he didn't start off with like four at the beginning or one and one at the beginning. Like he went with three, and that's I think the hardest part of it.
Yeah. Well, in my mind I said 2, but then I was like, nah, 2. Well, 2 you get it in 3 tries as well. But it's something I don't know. I was like, nah, 3. 3 makes sense.
For some reason, I thought the problem was way easier, and I assumed that you could only put one ball on each side. That was like a wrong assumption that I just took immediately.
Tell the man. Tell that.
Uh,
I had a
what?
slight advantage. I quickly wrote down the thing, and I was just looking at the like, what is the constraints? You know, so like if you write it down, you should like clarify like what is the question actually asking here? 8 balls, one slightly heavier. Figure it out. No more constraints. You can do whatever the heck you want. You know. Oh yeah, and you have a seesaw. You know, like so. Yeah,
That was hella fun.
I like that.
there's probably a better way of doing it. There's probably a better like if you figured out like spacing the balls on the seesaw, and then you figured out exactly where the weight. Like who knows? Who
Yeah, yeah.
knows?
You could do it in one. You could do it in one actually with math. You could
Yeah,
do it
with
in one.
math you could do it in one. So
Oh,
like who knows? Because if you spaced it out, then you can like each force, you could see like how much force it exerted from like who knows? You
Yeah,
know,
you could.
so
good one. Good
yeah,
one. Yeah.
stuff that guy.
I'll send him this podcast afterwards.
Yeah, get fired instantly.
You know, I've been telling.
What about you, Xavi? Sorry, Santiago.
No, I've been telling people in my job interviews that I do a podcast with you guys, and they search it up.
Really?
Oh really?
Yeah, and it always gives us a surprise. Like, oh wow, and
And
yeah.
then they see zero viewers.
Yeah.
Well, no, no,
People
no. 'Cause
ask me like, oh, like, what are you doing before work? Oh, like I did a podcast. Oh, you do a podcast? I'm like, yeah, like it's for fun.
yeah, no. I tell them that it's well. I then tell them like I went to an exchange in Denmark, and my best friend. We gotta like we keep in touch by doing this every week, and we haven't done a lot of work on branding or marketing or whatever. It's more of a way of keeping in touch and talking about interesting things like
Yeah,
self development with girls
And it has
and
worked
girls.
so far
yeah. I mean,
a
I feel
lot.
like this has kept us really in touch.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, yeah.
or in comparison to everyone else from Denmark, man. It's like Martin, bro. I knew you closer, and like what? I spent like, how much time have we actually spent together? Like
No,
probably a month. Like not even.
no less like 2 weeks and plus the few hours that we saw each other in Denmark. So yeah, like 2 weeks and a couple days
Wait,
tops.
was our road trip 2 weeks? I thought it was three.
Two.
It was like 2 weeks.
Wow, how crazy is that? I don't think I've ever been closer with anyone that I've only actually met for like 3 weeks maximum.
Like
Maximum.
if you did
Bro,
the
That's
ratio,
crazy.
that trip was good.
Yeah, the ratio of time spent versus
yeah,
relationship.
through the roof. It's
But
like the
also, we have to say that we spent the full 2 weeks together, sleeping together.
Yeah, true.
As in, when you know a person for 2 months, you probably see them 2 hours a day or something. If you count the
Not
hours,
even.
probably
Yeah.
it's less. So
Mm.
in that regard, it's like. But yeah, man, I agree. It was a super nice trip. Yeah, but sometimes you do that, right? Sometimes you get close to people pretty quickly, and it's like
Mm.
special
yeah,
people. It's like those
sometimes
kind
Mm.
of people.
maybe sometimes it's not the person, it's
Agreed.
what you did with them,
Yeah.
or like if it's quality
Yeah, but
time.
it's also I think the person.
Yeah, in
Yeah, yeah,
this
yeah.
case,
Of
I think
course.
it was a mix.
So, for example, yeah, it was a mix. Yeah.
Mm.
For example, like 4 years ago, before the pandemic or something, I met a guy in volunteering in Chile, and we like we were like pretty good friends. Not friends, but we met each other for like again like a week or week and a half. But we hit it off, and we only kept work like talking on Instagram a lot. Now he's in a exchange here in Spain. We met, and then we went together to Scotland, and now we're like super friends, super close, and we
That's
only met
mad.
volunteering once, like 5 years ago, and it's just those one of those persons that it's just like is a friend, that kind of
Mm,
friend.
that's epic. I love stuff like that. Mm, yeah.
Volunteering is a great barrier, a great friendship barrier.
A great
Mundo,
filter.
Great
a great
filter.
filter. Yeah, yeah,
Yep.
absolutely. Yeah.
Mm,
Also, Martin, you could
yeah.
tell a bit. They'll tell you a bit about what's your dilemma with Instagram now, related
That's
to
my
this guy.
dilemma with Instagram. So I deleted it like 3 months ago or something, maybe a little bit more, and it's been great, right? Getting out of social media, like I feel it has been so much better overall. But my dilemma is that people like this guy wouldn't be important in my life as he is right now. On other people, I wouldn't keep in touch as much as I would with Instagram, and
Mm,
that could distantiate me from some good people.
mm. I mean, it's interesting. Like, I think that too. But let's get creative here, right? If you don't have Instagram, how would you keep it? Like, knowing, like, let's say you met him 5 years ago, you knew you didn't have Instagram, right? How would you be like, wow, this guy's an amazing guy. How do I keep in touch? Imagine Instagram doesn't exist.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So what
In
I'm doing
reality, though,
currently.
like you want to actually talk to them and you can't be like sending them something funny or how would you do that?
So what I'm currently doing is I keep a list of people I wanna keep in touch
Take
with.
care. Yeah.
Mm,
People that I wanna keep in touch that I don't regularly talk to, so I can reach out to them every
Yep.
now and then. But and it kind of works, but at the same time, when you talk to people and you say, "Hey, how have you been? What's up with your life?" Usually, people, not everyone, a lot of people are like pretty expressive, but some people, and it's not few people, but most people, I would say, would be like, "Hey, I'm good. Nothing has changed. How are you? Good, good. Yeah, yeah. Goodbye." And
yeah.
obviously, with that kind of conversations, it's hard to keep
Mm,
the relation. But when you're on Instagram, you can see that they went to Greece and then went to this place and they met with this person, and you can ask them about that specifically. So there are tools with Instagram that I think are pretty useful, especially with those people that having conversations out of the blue are not that easy. But for
mm,
with other kind of people, I can do what I just said. I can just reach to them in WhatsApp every now and then and like catch up. But it
mm,
doesn't work with everyone. That's the
mm.
dilemma.
Just trying to think. I mean, is there a way you can utilize it like differently? Like, how many people do you follow on Instagram?
None. I deleted my account.
You deleted it fully.
Yeah.
What?
That's crazy. But yeah, so
No,
let's say
but
you
I I,
deleted it,
ha-
right?
I have the list of people that I want to keep in touch that I don't regularly talk to
So you could follow them and them alone.
on Instagram.
Yep.
No, the problem with Instagram is Reels, man.
Well, on
Like
internet,
fucking
you don't
Reels.
have any reels. If you access
Wait.
Instagram on internet, there's no reels. None.
Yeah, I did that for a year, but it wasn't good enough. You still get
What do you
Reels.
mean?
WhatsApp Web now has Reels,
What's that?
and they're sorry, Instagram Web,
Oh,
and they're not as addictive as the native application one, but it's the same thing.
Hey, I
And,
got.
and and the thing is, you still get the habit of going to check if someone uploaded something or not, and and I hate that.
I what I've done recently is I've downloaded an app that every time I open YouTube, Instagram, or Reddit, and Instagram and YouTube were the main like factors for me because also shorts and reels took like hours away from my days. Now every time I open those apps, it sets off like a trigger that it sends me to an app in which I have to breathe in and breathe out, like inhale, exhale, and then I gotta press a button that says like,
Hmm.
"Are you sure you want to enter?" And my time in YouTube, Instagram, and Reddit has dropped from like 4 hours, or no, not 4 hours, but like 2.5 hours a day to now like 15 minutes a day. I'm not kidding. And like what's happened to me a lot, it's whenever I open YouTube, it doesn't set off immediately. I generally see what's on YouTube for a second, and then it sets me to the app, and that's incredible because I get to see like what I'm about to do and the dumbass clickbait titles that I would have like given my time to. Then I go back, and then it says, "Are you sure you want to go?" What? No, I don't want to go. And it's worked incredibly well, man.
Yeah, when I saw that you were using that app, it it, it clicked on me. Like I could use that. Sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, and also like
Hmm.
But yeah, I'm questioning it all the time, man.
yeah,
I wish you could
I don't know.
delete them.
Yeah, I tried to delete reels and it wouldn't let me.
So with this friend, when we were in Scotland last week, we started talking a lot about this, and he feels a lot of the same about this topic, and we came to the conclusion that, well, we think a good measure would be for governments to enforce social media to allow you to opt out of uh, artificial intelligence generated feeds, uh, and also opt out of reels slash TikTok slash shorts, and
Yep.
go to settings and opt out, opt out, opt out, opt in, opt out, opt in, and you can choose what to do, and not the app chooses what to do with you.
I hope that's a feature soon,
Yep.
man. Because I do believe it's against our will, and I do think that I do think if artificial intelligence makes a fool of us in the end, or no, not artificial intelligence, but the companies that use it, like, they know what they're doing. It gets to a point where it's like being drunk. You don't know that what you're doing. You're not controlling it.
Hmm.
And that's why we said it has to be probably a enforcement from governments, because companies won't do it. Like they don't have nothing to win out of it.
I mean, what happens to TikTok? It just gets banned. Like,
It would have to just pivot and allow users to either see TikToks as they are right now, or otherwise see content in another way. So
hmm.
one thing that would 100% make me go back to Instagram would be delete reels and get a timeline feedback. So not feedback, a timeline, a feed based on time, so I can see the latest updates, and not
Oh, I
every time I
love that,
ref
man.
not every
That's
time I
the
refresh, I
old,
don't want to see
the OG
something.
Instagram. The
Yeah, if I
OG.
could have that, man, I would install it right away.
That was so good. How good.
Yeah.
And you can only post one photo.
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
man, take me back. Not even a video. Just one photo. That's it.
One photo, time based, no AI, no reels.
Yep, no
I
ads,
would
no.
even
Oh,
question stories. I would even question if I
nah,
want
stories
stories.
are okay. Stories are alright.
I would question. I'm not
The
sure.
stories is good because then they can put an ad in there and then they can generate
No, but
money.
I'm
They
I'm
need to make
saying
money too.
I'm saying the app allows you to choose individually what you want to see and how you want to see it. So if you want stories, you can activate them, and if you don't want stories, you can deactivate them. I think that would make such a good progress in society.
I'd actually pay for that.
I would pay for that.
Like I'd pay a monthly subscription,
Yeah,
100%. Get rid of
I would pay a
ads. Get
monthly
rid of,
subscription for that.
yeah.
Well,
I would pay.
that
Yeah.
yeah, that exposes their unethical model though. If they like put a paywall behind a function like hide reels, it's like what?
Mm. No, but
It's
Nah, I
weird.
reckon,
It's a
because they
weird
need to
look.
make money somehow. They're trying to make money, and
yeah,
ads is how they make it.
they
So
need to
like, I'm
make money
like,
somehow.
get rid of it, and I'll pay for the privilege. Thank you. or I just
Yeah.
won't use the app because I am using, like, at the end of the day, like I am using some great technology here, or like we are using great technology, so like it is worth a price.
It's like
Um,
YouTube. Recently, I started, no, not recently, like a couple months ago, I started paying for YouTube Premium because I just wanted to stop watching ads. It's the same thing, just different mechanisms. And I would pay like a expensive subscription to Instagram if it was possible.
mm,
I
yep.
I love YouTube Premium. I love listening to podcasts and shutting my phone off.
Why?
I don't know, like being able to shut your phone off and keep listening to the video. I love it. No, like
I
Santi, we
can't
lost
hear you,
you.
man. I'm gonna keep talking. You'll be able to hear me on the microphone.
Santi, we lost you.
being
Santi,
able to being able
Santiago,
to hello.
Santi,
Santiago,
Santi, your
Santi, you're
internet
not
is
here, man.
shit.
You're lying.
Santi.
So how are you going, Martin?
How are you, Xavi?
Yeah, good, man. Good.
How's
Yeah,
your
Sorry,
day
I'm back.
been?
yeah, my day's been good, man. I mean, I've only been awake for like 2 hours, but yeah, it's been good.
You
Thanks.
didn't tell me how many kilometers you run.
10.5 this morning.
Oh, okay. What pace?
Yeah, that's how. Huh?
What pace?
5:39
Good.
exactly.
What pace do you want to
Yeah.
do the marathon?
I don't know.
Do
6?
you want to just finish it, or do you have like a goal?
Nah, I just want to finish it. It's my first one, so
Good.
I'm not like trying to be super competitive or anything.
Yeah,
But
nice
like,
one.
I mean, if I was gonna be competitive, I'd want to do it in 3 hours. Like that's what
No,
I'd want to do.
bro, 3 hours is crazy.
Yeah, but that's what I'd want to do if I was gonna do it. Competitive. Because like if you're gonna like that's the competition time, like to get into like to qualify for
Have you seen
like
Casey
act.
Neistat?
Nah, who's that?
Oh, I'll send you a video. It's a video of him trying to run a marathon under 3 hours,
Yeah.
and how he's been trying for the last couple, like, I don't know, 10 years or something, and
What?
he actually achieves it at the end. I don't remember if he does or not, and he talks along the whole video about how it's important to set yourself goals that are impossible to achieve. So good, man. So good.
10 years to do that. Surely it doesn't take 10 years of training. That's ridiculous.
No, but he, like, I think in the middle he had a child or something. I don't remember. I watched the video a while ago,
Mm.
but yeah.
But you just did a marathon, didn't you?
Uh, yeah, I ran 43 kilometers, but by myself, not in a competition in
Oh
December.
yeah, how'd you go?
I did like 5 hours and 7 minutes or something. But I'm
Nice.
running a marathon competition at the end of April.
Yep.
If I do under 4 hours and 30 minutes, I'd be happy.
Wait, so you did 5 hours and 17 minutes, and now you want to
Five
run
hours
four
and
hours
seven
and 30
minutes.
minutes? So you did
Yeah,
5 hours and seven, and you want to cut half an hour
yeah.
within 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
No, bro, I ran it in December.
Oh, you're doing? I thought you were doing it at the end of April.
Yeah, I ran the previous one in December, and I did 5 hours and 7 minutes. And now I'm running another one at the
Got
end
it.
of April. And I want to
Got it.
do less than 4 hours in half an hour.
Mm.
I think it's doable,
Wow, man.
but it's
That's
hard,
epic.
man. After kilometer 30, things
Huh?
get after kilometer 30, things get hard, man. Really,
Man,
really
have you
hard.
started eating on your run?
No, not yet, man. I have to do that. I have to start practicing that.
You gotta eat.
Yeah.
You gotta. Otherwise, you just get in like the worst spot mentally.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man.
And drink
From kilometer 30 to kilometer 43, I was literally dragging myself. The only thing
Mm.
that kept me going was David Goggins. Was the only thing.
That's funny as. What were you saying to yourself?
I don't know. I wasn't saying to myself anything. He was saying to me things.
Hmm. Fuck mad.
Run,
Do you
motherfucker!
guys
You're a lazy bitch.
Mm.
do you guys know if running on a treadmill is comparable to what you guys are doing?
Yeah,
Why not?
it's the same thing. I just find it boring, but it's the same thing. You're moving your
In
legs like
Denmark,
this.
I was running on a treadmill because it was like freezing cold outside, and I couldn't be bothered running outside sometime.
I'm running on a treadmill the last couple of weeks, and I'd love to do a marathon. So I'm gonna catch up to you guys, literally and figuratively.
Go for it, man. How many kilometers are you running in the treadmill?
4.2
Nice. You just need to
in
10x
25 minutes.
Yeah,
25
it's
minutes.
10x.
In
10x.
25 minutes. What's that pace? Then?
That's not bad, man. That's like 5 minutes per kilometer.
Nah, it's slower.
If it's
4.2
going
times 6.
4 point how much?
4.2.
Okay. Yeah, that's a little bit
4.2 times 6.
slower.
It's like 5 minutes 50 or something.
But still,
Right.
if you were to keep that pace for the whole marathon, you would still do pretty well.
So how fast were you running your marathon to do it in 5 hours? Marathon.
Sorry, I'm losing connection on time to time.
How
What
fast
did
were
you
you
ask?
running?
At the beginning, I was running pretty fast. I was doing like five minutes or something, but then you just start losing energy, man. I didn't eat in the whole thing, so that's one thing I should have done better.
Silly boy.
But I just kept getting slower and slower and slower, and then I started walking on some sections. So
Yep.
yeah, no,
So
definitely.
what was your average pace in the end?
I think like 7 minutes or something.
Right. Because I figured, like, I've not done a marathon yet, but I reckon I could hold 6-minute pace for days.
For
Like,
for 3.5 hours.
yeah, I got to do it for 3. No, 6-minute pace, 6.5, 6-minute pace is 4 hours. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, sorry, 4.5 hours. Yeah, we would.
Yeah.
Yeah. One would think that, but then after hour 2.5, 3, you just at least I started dragging myself, but probably
Yeah.
it was also because I didn't eat anything. What are
Definitely
you
because you
doing,
didn't eat,
Santi?
man. I mean, yeah, maybe I'll start doing some 20K runs soon.
Yeah,
And all that. Maybe 2 10Ks in one day. We'll see.
bro. One thing I want to do, but I want to do it with someone. It's
Mm.
the challenge that David Goggins did with Jesse Itzler. I don't know if you've heard about it.
40-40? Or what is it?
4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours.
Yeah, I was talking to a friend about that. That's ridiculous.
That's insane, but I want to do it.
It's
What is
4
it?
miles as well. So far.
4 miles every 4 hours for 48 hours.
Do you sleep in between?
Yeah. But you have at most like 3 hours of sleep non-stop.
Really? No, you can have
Yeah.
more.
No, because if you do, let's say you do 6 miles in 30 something minutes, yeah, you could squeeze 3 hours and 30 minutes.
No, because you can do an 8-mile run on 1 hour and then perfectly run into the next.
No, that's not how it works.
Oh, it's just you run it and
Every
then in the
every
next whatever.
every 4 hours you start running 4 miles.
Ah,
How much? 4 miles in kilometers?
Like 6 kilometers. Or 7, probably 7.
And how much do you have to run those 7 kilometers?
7 kilometers every 4 hours for 48 hours.
But you do 7 kilometers in so much less than 4 hours.
Yeah, so you do it in like 40 minutes, and then you can rest 3 hours and 20 minutes, and then you have to do 7 kilometers, 7 kilometers, 7 kilometers, 7 kilometers.
Oh, I thought it was like 4 hours breaks in between the 7 kilometers. Whoa,
wait, I'm doing the maths. 12.
that's
What's
nuts.
12
So
times
it's 48
6
miles. It's 48 miles times 1.8. It's like 86 kilometers or something.
It's 78 Ks, pretty much.
Yeah.
There's if you do miles to kilometers, it's about 6.5. miles.
So it's a little bit less than 2 marathons.
A bit less than 2 minutes.
Yeah.
It's 77.16. That is so far. That's ridiculous.
Where would you run?
Just around my house. But I want to do it with someone. It has to be with someone. That's my purpose.
Yeah, that'd be so boring on your own. That'd suck.
No,
That's
and
just pain for pain. I'd rather just do straight 2 marathons as opposed to like
no,
I'll
that's
just run
bullshit.
for 8 hours.
That's
Stuff.
bullshit. You wouldn't be able to.
Well, not now, but soon enough I would be. I wouldn't be able to do this now.
I think I could do 7 kilometers, 7 kilometers, 7 kilometers. 7
Nah, man, no.
I don't know
way,
if-
bro. Without sleep, are you just stay up for one
No,
night and
no, you
don't go
would-
to bed for 48 hours, and you'll
No, but you can
find
sleep
that hard.
3 hours, go to run. 3 hours, go to run. 3 hours, go to run. And
I
that way
don't know, man.
you could squeeze even 12 hours of sleep.
Yeah, but who does a 7K run and then sleep straight away? Who the heck does that?
No, but you don't do it on the first ones. You do it on the last ones. Oh, in the middle ones. In the ones that are doing during the night.
Wait, so how would it work then for? Oh, what do you do for the first ones in the remaining 3 hours?
That'd just suck.
Just rest. Chavi, do you need to? Should we wrap
Yeah,
up?
I reckon I probably need to go now.
Okay.
Yep.
Well, it was fun. Diverse.
Yeah. Very.
Remember to
Not
weigh your
just to
balls.
catch up.
Remember to weigh
What?
your balls.
Weigh your balls. Yeah. Remember to weigh your balls. That's the name of the episode.
To weigh your balls.
Mm.
To weigh your balls. Yeah.
Yeah. So this works for me either this time Thursday or this time Tuesday. Just letting you know.
Yeah. It has to be Tuesday for me this day because Wednesday. I mean, I can squeeze it, but it's trickier for me.
Yeah, because you're going
I'm
to
not sure
French
how-
lessons.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I can make it.
Mondays for us.
Oh, but haven't you quit your job now, Santi?
Yep. So I can
How'd that
do
feel,
another
man?
time if you want. So like I
Fuck,
can
we haven't
be.
even talked about that. I feel like that's like a bit of a hole in conversation.
Oh yeah.
Wait.
I'll call you.
Well, goodbye. Thank you. Bye bye.